second death? The scriptures teach there's a time of a second death. And there are many people throughout history that have taught this wrong, and this will make it very clear. In the prophecy of Revelation chapter 20, verse 5, it talks about a resurrection, and there's a second resurrection. But first, going into this. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. So what we see here is a first resurrection and an explanation that the rest of the dead will not come back to life until after the 1,000 years. So the first resurrection is those in Christ, and the rest of the dead remain in that abode until they're resurrected after the 1,000 years of Christ. In the book of Revelation chapter 20 verse 6 it says, "Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death has no power. But they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years." Now where is the second resurrection? Where is this second death? It's after the 1,000 years of the reign of Christ. Revelation chapter 20 verse 12 talks about what occurs after the 1,000 years. It says, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the books according to their works." What books? This is the books of the law, that they're judged by what they have done. And these are the people who were dead. So at the first resurrection, it is those who belong to Christ, and all the rest of the dead remain. And the Gentiles and the nations who are not in Christ, that get subdued on Christ's return, they have an opportunity during that 1,000 years to come and worship the Lord and get their name written in the Lamb's book of life. But the dead that occur from that point on, from before Christ, and during Christ's reign on the earth, when Magog and Magog occur, there will be people dead, after which there is people in the dead who are raised again back to life. So the people who are still dead before Christ's resurrection remain in the abode of Hades. But the people who have been subdued in the earth, while Christ is ruling and reigning for that 1,000 years, they have the opportunity to come up year by year and worship the Lord and get their name written in the Lamb's book of life. But at the end of that, the Gog and Magog battle occurs, which leaves more people dead. So during that period, from before Christ and 1,000 years of Christ, there's people that have died. And at the second resurrection, all of the people who were dead before come back to life. That's right. Just like the people in Christ who were dead are resurrected bodily and they're alive, the dead who are not in Christ get resurrected at the great white throne judgment, and they are brought back to life. And when they are alive again, after they are judged, they get thrown alive into the lake of fire, just like the beast and the false prophet. Therefore, they die a second time. In the book of Revelation, it explains this. Chapter 20, verse 7 says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea." Now after this is the judgment, after the 1,000 years. Revelation chapter 20, verse 13. "And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works." So they're judged by their works. This is the dead that is brought forth after the 1,000 years, brought back bodily alive again. Revelation chapter 20, verse 14. "And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death." So what is it talking about, death and hell here being cast into the lake of fire, which is the second death? It is the people who are dead and in hell who are brought back to life. They're cast into the lake of fire, and that is the second death. They have died twice. So these people are brought forth and judged and cast into the lake of fire, just like the beast was. And we look into Revelation chapter 19, verse 20, and it shows that they are in the same likeness. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which with he deceived them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And this is why at the second resurrection, those who are alive brought back to life, when they're cast into the lake of burning fire alive, it's a second death. They've died twice. It's very simple. It's not some crazy spiritual, hidden figurative meaning. It's literally meaning that you've died twice because you've been resurrected and you get killed again by being thrown alive into the lake of fire. And this is what Revelation chapter 20, verse 15 says. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So the dead who are not in Christ, who get resurrected back bodily, being thrown into the lake of fire, they die twice. And that is the simplicity of this. It's very clear. Make no mistake, the people who are teaching contrary to this are false prophets. And the Lord rebuked them. And this is the prophecy of the second death.